So I have a good story for you. You'll like this. Do I eat perfectly healthy? No, I do not. So the other night, there was a birthday party, and we went out, had pizza, calzones. Then after pizza and calzones, we ended up having molten chocolate cake and ice cream because it was someone's birthday. And that night, my wife and I were sitting in bed just going, oh man, our stomachs. And we started talking. Why do we do this to ourselves? Why? Why do we do this? Why is it that during certain celebrations, holidays, birthdays, that type of thing, that we have to celebrate with food that makes us feel ill? What is it about our culture that does that? And I was joking with my wife and I said, you can't have a birthday where you serve, 2 ounces of wild caught salmon with different herbs and butter and olive oil, and then have baked broccoli with lemon, garlic butter, and then for dessert, no dessert. What do you need dessert for? The dessert is that you feel fantastic, and what I just described would be a perfect meal. You'd feel great. But we don't eat that during a person's birthday. We don't do that to celebrate. Why? Because food's emotional. And I have another story for you that's even funnier. And this happened to us, gosh, let me think. We were about 37 years old, and we ended up going to someone's birthday, and it was at a restaurant. And it was kind of a buffet style and things like that, so you got the food. And when it came time to, the end of the night, I was sitting at this table, and all the husbands and wives were sitting together, and you could tell something was up. All the wives were kind of discussing, like looking around, going, so, where's the birthday cake? Are we gonna? And they started talking about how, when you're a little kid, the taste of an old-fashioned birthday cake, not an ice cream cake, but a birthday cake with the frosting and the sprinkles, and they were all, it was almost like these women were talking, and it was almost like kids talking about the next day they were gonna go to Disneyland, And what happened was, you started to notice people started saying goodbye and leaving early, and we were kind of waiting around, and there was no birthday cake. There was no flippin' dessert at this birthday. And like, you just thought the stuff was gonna come down upon these people. So what ended up happening is all these women and the husbands, myself and these other husbands, we all kind of agreed to secretly, we were gonna leave this birthday party. Where the heck did we go? Oh my gosh, we went to, I don't know, it was like, it was Denny's or something, or some place just awful after this birthday party, because the women, they wanted cake, and that was the only place that served cake. It was so funny. And the point of these 2 stories is that food is really just fuel for our bodies to function well. If we were a race car, there's no other purpose of fuel than to make our bodies run fast. But the truth of the matter is, at least for me, for my culture, for where I live, the country I live in, food is an emotional, we tag food to emotional events, don't we? And I mean, let's face it, we're not starving. This is we have first world problems, and food is happiness, and food, there's these triggers in our brain that associate a food with a holiday. For example, if I said candy canes, you're not thinking about Halloween, you're thinking about Christmas. And if I say, pound cake with frosting and sprinkles, that's not something you have at Thanksgiving. That's a birthday cake, and so forth. So we associate certain foods with holidays, and as you get older, you know, health starts to become more important. All right, the fire department is flying by. Let's see if okay, they're gonna stop. But isn't that true? We associate holidays and happiness with certain foods. And I really think that's part of the problem with why we eat crappy food. Because I remember as a child, and maybe you do too, having birthday parties at McDonald's. And I always associate McDonald's with birthday, you know, celebrations and stuff like that. And you can't stop that in your brain other than replacing it with something else. So how do you solve this problem? Well, there's a number of ways. You can go to therapy for years, or there's a book that Tony Robbins wrote. What was his first book? Not Personal Power. Anyway, it was his first book. I'll put a link in the description. I'll look it up on Amazon. I'm an Amazon affiliate, so just look it up. And it was probably the first book that really popularized neuro-linguistic programming. And what that means is you need to, in your brain, somehow try to associate a food with a new emotion. And that's really kind of the only way to do it, I think, is you have to first associate the bad food with how you feel poorly, and then another food with feeling good. And you need to feel it, you need to smell it, and you need to emotionally experience it. And that is really the way to change how your brain chemistry associates itself with food. And today's video sponsor is Bioptimizers. And we all want to be healthy. I get it. We all want to be healthy. And the older we get, the more important it becomes. And we try to make up time, you know. But they have a number of products that I take. The one that I'll talk to you about today is Magnesium Breakthrough. And if you're eating pizza, calzones, chocolate molten cake, and ice cream, I can tell you one mineral you are not getting, and that is magnesium. And they have a product, Magnesium Breakthrough. It's flippin' awesome. If you take 2 tablets, it's 500 milligrams of magnesium, which is a ton. If you take 1 tablet, it's 250. But the benefit of their product really is that it has 7 different types of magnesium in it. So if you read up on magnesium, you'll find that our body absorbs different magnesiums differently. Certain magnesiums are better for one thing than the other, but ultimately what it breaks down to is it breaks down to magnesium. And it's this particular product. It's easy on your stomach, easy to digest. I personally take it before bed, and you probably should take it with food. I don't take it with food. It doesn't bother me at all. But if it does bother you, take it with food. And I'll tell you what, other than last night, I sleep like a baby. It really helps me sleep. Sometimes I will not take it, and I do notice a difference in my particular quality of sleep. I feel much more rested when I wake up, and if I'm working out hard, if I'm riding my bike or doing long paddleboard rides and things like that, I feel much better, like I'm much more recovered muscle-wise. So hopefully, you know, I'll put a link down below and a description of it, as well as a discount code for you if you want to look into it. Hey, so if you guys like my videos, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, and I'm done with my break. I'm gonna go back into work.